Evolutionary is what's cracking. It's a beautiful day in California. And I want to talk to you about two things that I feel like we need to make subject matter a little bit more frequently in the hip hop world. Because hip hop is something that, just for a brief history, this started back in '79. There's been so many different upgrades and evolutions of hip hop since then. But it's still at the core is the same thing. You know, it's the people with rhythm putting together dope words over dope beats that make you want to move your feet. So I always evaluate things. I like to see things from like the cellular level. I like to understand things when I'm involved in it or if I'm interested in it. And to me, I kind of get like this cringy feeling when I hear these people in hip hop, especially people who are in hip hop, have been in hip hop for years, saying it's a young man's game. It's a young man's game. That's not what it is. It's the game of anybody who's going to continue to ride that wave and shift with the way that the waves is shifting. When hip hop changes and new things come about, boom, you educate yourself and you move with it. It's not necessarily a young man's game. And the reason I say that is because as artists, hip hop artists who go out and perform, we do a lot less than R&B artists do. R&B niggas sing and dance. You know what I'm saying? And they do that shit until they're 70. So that's a lame excuse to say hip hop is a young man's game. It's not. I don't even like most of the young music that comes out. I'll be perfectly honest. I won't even get into all the details why, but for me, if it's not projecting your skills, if it's not showing that you're some authentic creator, then it's boring to me. So I won't pay it any attention. There are some young cats that make some stuff that make me say, okay, they really are serious about their craft and their artist. But the majority of the music is, a verse that has 4 to 5 maybe lines in it that they just repeat over and over. That's not for me. But I know there's an audience for that. You know what I mean? Hip hop evolves, but there's still things and elements that's going to remain the same. So I like the elements of hip hop where people consciously spit bars that they know make you think. I love that. I love hip hop that has emotion to it. Hip hop that has a soul, a spirit. You know what I mean? So that's what I listen for. Um, so I don't think it's a young man's game. I think it's just about finding your audience, finding those people that connect with what you're doing, no matter what your age, no matter what your style, no matter what your background, no matter like all of that is what makes you authentic. What makes you original. And there's someone who wants to hear what you're saying, just like you say it. You know what I mean? So it's not a young man's game. We have to stop programming ourselves to think that because there's no separation like that in any other genre of music. None. Rock and roll, I mean, look at these guys. They perform into their 80. Nobody complains. They still sell out, whatever venue they pull up at. We have to stop being so self-destructive because that's something that we're doing. That's self-inflicted. Nobody else is doing that to us. That's us saying that. Second thing, over the years, hip hop has changed so much. We know this started way back in like late '90s, 2000, where it became a thing where if you wasn't spitting some gangster shit, if your music wasn't hard, people might not be checking for you. And the thing about that is, if that's where you really come from and it's authentically you, then it's great. It's usually well received. People love it because that's your story. But it became a thing where people who don't even come from this lifestyle, that's what they want to do. I came from this lifestyle, and I still, when you listen to my music, that's not what you get because that's not the image that I'm trying to push to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not rapping about gangster shit and selling dope and trapping at 50. I was trapping when I was 17. I'm not gonna be talking about that at 50. You're not gonna get an album of trapping or gangbanging or anything like that for me at 50 because that's not my life. I rap about what's relevant to my life now. You know what I mean? And there are people that grew with me in hip hop, older than me, that still would love to hear those type of songs. They don't have to necessarily be hard for you to be accepted. Being authentic is the highest vibration. It will get you more recognition than anything else. Trust me. So those are the two things we have to stop doing. We're self sabotaging by saying hip hop is a young man's game when it's not. It's music. make music until you die. If you're a creator, you create till you die. Tell Stevie Wonder he can't make music now. How dare you? We got to stop that. And secondly, you don't have to be a gangster to make good music. Make whatever's in your heart. Make what you feel. Talk about something else because I'm sick of seeing it, man. It's just niggas, especially us old cats. Like, I don't want to hear you dudes doing that all. I mean, if that's not your life. You know it's not your life. So at some point, it's like, what's real, what's authentic? What do we really want to be representing us as a people? Niggas who 50 who still talking about they in the streets? No, that's not it. It's okay to tell the stories because that's the life that we live. I tell the stories here and there, but that's not the perception you get when you hear my music. You hear evolutionary gangster. You hear someone who grew from a young knucklehead, pistol packing and acting wild to someone who now wants to make sure that everything that I went through and I learned, I'm able to regurgitate that to the youth, give that back to them and let them use those cheat codes to make their life easier. That's what we're doing. You're not doing that, you're a sucker. DBMG, King Quez,